Brooklyn Independent Television.
My name is Lyndon Achee, and I'm a musician, a composer. I write and I perform music. I've been fortunate to be in the Brooklyn area, living here and performing music and playing the steel drum and composing for the steel drum and teaching to kids music in the New York City public schools. I work with a non-profit organization called Musart, and we bring musical instruments and music programs to kids primarily in the New York City area. And we use music, steel band instruments to teach music and to get the kids to engage in a performance ensemble, to also learn a lot about music and to learn about how to perform on the instrument, as well as to understand the significance of music in education as well. It's primarily based out of the blueprint for the arts that the New York City Department of Education has promoted for having proper standards for teaching students in music as a way to invigorate and integrate the other subject areas that students get to study in the school. So it gives them confidence and inspire them to learn to play music as well as engage in music, explore music from even a scientific perspective. We speak about the instrument, how the instrument is tuned, how it's made, and how to care for the instrument as a part of caring for themselves. I came from Trinidad and Tobago as a kid, and being able to go to school for music in a traditional setting in New York City through the New School Jazz program. Played with the Oliver Lake Steel Quartet. Also played with Anthony Braxton, recording, orchestral recording with Don Byron and a lot of different musicians, some great musicians. The most important element to understand steel drum, it was from the ancestors of slaves who weren't able to play the instrument and were banned during slavery. After it was abolished in the Caribbean, then they had Camboulet, with the slaves called convoys, whereby the slaves would take to the streets and they started to march. During the marching in the streets, they didn't have instruments. They started picking up garbage cans and anything they could pick up in the streets to beat on, bamboos. And as time went on, they started realizing that the bamboos wasn't lasting long enough and it wasn't strong enough to carry the parade for the whole 24 hours. Then they started picking up the drums, the garbage cans, they started beating, they started stretching a garbage can and stretch from one side to the other side, and then they started realizing they were getting a pitch. And that was the beginning of the steel drum. The steel drum is a self-contained instrument. It belongs to the idiophone families of percussive instruments, meaning that it vibrates and it produces its own tone from its own form and shape, and it produces a melodic element rather than the drums being a percussive metatone element. And the steel drum requires more tonal concentration. There are two ways of composing for me. There's the traditional sense of something you may be influenced by, whether it be another composer, another musician. You hear it in your head, and you write it down, you start to compose a piece from a traditional sense, working with it, working through it. And then there's another side of me. I hear an idea and I work through on the instrument, I work it through, I played on the instrument back and forth, and then I would write it down. I try to approach composing too from a perspective of painting colors and structures and space. I see the colors as a way to inspire mood. You know, not in the traditional sense that the dark colors are the colors that be a morbid kind of sound. The dark colors could be rich sound too.
Brooklyn Independent Television on the BCAT TV network.